let's try this again. The beauty of limited service and off-grid. Sometimes it doesn't. The last video froze, so you have to go back and see what we started. But to catch you up, we got pancake mix, which I'm gonna add a little more water to. I like my pancake mix thin. We got hash browns working on the stove. Let's get to cooking pancakes. How I make my hash browns is I dice them up into small dices. In this case, I did salt, garlic, paprika, and I am steaming them. I like to do that beforehand, and then once all the moisture, they get soft, the steam cooks off, I throw some coconut oil in there, I throw some onions in there, and then I fry it up. And that's the pan I like to cook my eggs in as well. So we're doing pancakes, fried eggs, and hash browns. We don't tend to do a lot of meat in this household. If we do have meat, it's got to come from a place where that animal lived a happy, healthy life, as the energy from another being that you put in your body becomes your energy. And I want to make sure that if my energy is coming from an animal, that it's happy and healthy. So the eggs we use are from a local Amish farm where they get to free range and live happy, healthy, bug, vegetation eating lives. Same with the butter we're using. It's from the local Amish farm where their cows are also free range and living a happy, healthy life. I do have to keep you over here. Living in a schoolie means this metal bus is essentially a giant Faraday cage. For those who don't know, that is something that will block cell service. And so by keeping you over here by the window, I have a much better chance of getting service. But that means when I go over to the stove, my back's to you. You got pancakes working here, hash browns working here. The key to pancakes is I like a thin batter. And you got to put a little bit of baking powder in there to get them nice and fluffy. Good morning. What is everybody cooking for Sunday morning breakfast or dinner or lunch where you are? What's your favorite thing to cook for breakfast? In our house, it is most definitely pancakes, hash browns, and eggs. Ooh, yeah. We're on scrambled eggs and burritos. Now, do you make your own tortillas? because that is a favorite of ours, to make some corn masa tortillas, throw some scrambled eggs, some leftover beans. We always seem to have beans and rice in this household. Delish. Thank you for sharing. Some nice, deliciously cooked pancakes. We're going to put some butter on the pan. Woo. If we don't use butter to cook the pancakes, if we can't find some local or sustainably sourced butter, the other option that we use is coconut oil. See if we can get, there we go. Organic, unrefined. The fats that go into our body feed our hearts. And when we put good fats into our bodies, our hearts thank us. Does anybody know the best way to tell when your pancake's ready to be flipped? When you are cooking a pancake and the first side is down, when it starts bubbling and all those bubbles start coming to the top where you still have the batter and those bubbles start popping, that's when you know it's ready to flip. Yeah, see? Yeah. Thank you for sharing. When I was a kid, my grandfather cooked me pancakes every Sunday morning. And so when it comes to Sundays, pancakes seem to be the breakfast choice over here. Come on. Sunlight is a beautiful thing, so you can see me. There we go. Once everything's ready, I'll have the kids come in and try them. They're my greatest critic. Now, what do you put on your pancakes? That's another question. For us, any brand will do, but pure maple syrup, to be honest, maple syrup from Canada is my favorite. Trust those who do it the most. Got a little more water to the potatoes. Also, to anyone wondering, I'm getting water down here. We have a Berkey filtration system. We don't, because we live in a school bus, our water comes from all different sources. Any water that we're drinking or eating with comes out of our Berkey because of the quality of the filtration system. It literally filters out everything and anything that could harm your body. We're going to put the onions in now. Get some more pancakes on. Yeah, still looking good. And because the butter doesn't like such a high heat, I'm going to use some coconut oil in between the butter. So we still got the butter flavor, but we have the high heat capacity of the coconut oil. I'm cooking all of this breakfast on cast iron as a health tip. A lot of people in the United States are anemic because they don't have enough iron in their diet. 2 ways to get high amounts of iron into your diet is to literally cook your food in cast iron. And the other way that I would suggest is with stinging nettle tea. Nettle has a very high concentration of iron, and it is very, very good for your body. Good morning. Our hash browns are almost steamed, and then we get to frying. Pancakes are working. Deliciousness coming up. Someday smell-o-vision will be invented, because if you could smell, there's nothing better. And the second you put an onion in a pan, oh, so really gets my mouth watering. Deliciousness is soon to be had. My batter is super, super thin. See how nice and fluffy they are? It's the baking soda. And then the little bit of vanilla in there. Honestly, you can eat these without maple syrup, because the vanilla and the little bit of sugar gives it just a delicious taste. Because we live in a school bus, I actually have to turn the pan a lot, because most ground is not level. And even though we can go up on blocks and we can level ourselves out, it's not often that we are 100% level. And so often when I'm cooking, I have to rotate the pan to make sure that I have even cooking all over the surfaces. So when you see me move the pan, that's what I'm doing. What's everybody cooking for breakfast this morning? Or lunch, or dinner, wherever you are? What are you cooking for your next meal? Can't go wrong with potatoes. Potatoes for every meal. Diced potatoes, mashed potatoes, fried potatoes, scallop potatoes, potato pancakes. What else you got for potatoes? I clearly have a favorite vegetable. Coconut oil, butter for flavor. The butter's for the flavor, coconut oil is for the heat, the flames are just for fun. Before I do it, I'll tell you what I'm doing. So the potatoes are getting to be very steamed. They're starting to get soft in the middle. So now I'm going to create a hole in the middle of the potatoes. I can't bring the phone over there because if I bring the phone over there, I lose service. So you'll just have to follow along from the back. But I'm creating a hole in the middle of the potatoes. I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil and a little bit of coconut oil and let that spread. And then that will cause the hash browns to get nice and crispy. It'll fry up the onions. And so we'll have crispy potatoes that are crispy on the outside and nice and soft on the inside. This is what I'm using for olive oil. The key to any oil that you're going to use is you want it to say cold pressed. If it doesn't say cold pressed, that means it was extracted through heat, and that actually kills most of the nutrients that you want to consume. I'm using probably about a quarter cup of olive oil and maybe like 1/8 of a cup of coconut oil. Flipping pancakes. Once the oil's in, I put a lid back on it, and then I just let it get nice and crispy. I personally love when you get little charred bits of caramelized onion in there, so that's what that's going to be doing. And timing wise, I always start my potatoes first, let them cook while I cook the pancakes. By the time the potatoes are done, then I have time to cook the eggs. I usually make 4 little indentations because there's 4 of us in the house, and I will actually cook the eggs in with the potatoes. And so that way when it gets served, we just take an egg with a scoop of potatoes. I honestly love putting it between the pancakes. Delicious. Throwing a little maple syrup on top. Can't go wrong. If you do enjoy these live cooking videos, I also have a secondary channel where I do only cooking, specifically School Chef Shaina. If you go look in the community tab, you can see links to it. I will be making rice later tonight, and I will be going live over there. The rice I'll be using mushrooms and bok choy as the main ingredients because those were harvested from the garden and the land where we are staying on. And where your feet walk, if you can get food from those places, it nourishes your body even more. So if you like these videos, check out Schooly Chef Shaina so that way you can see more of them. We got 1 pancake left. Probably got another 2 minutes left on the hash browns, and then we'll throw the eggs in, and then it's time to eat. The last pancake is always the monster pancake. Scrape down the sides of the bowl, and then whatever's left in the bowl tends to be the last pancake. But seriously, if you are not putting vanilla into your pancakes, I highly suggest it. It makes it so delicious. These are tiny pancakes. Look, baby pancakes. One last little bit of butter. Again, for those who didn't see, we're using homemade Amish butter from the local Amish community. Guys, see how yellow that is? So good. When cooking, always rinse your dishes so that the person washing the dishes doesn't have to deal with stuck-on gunk. I have made 4 little, in each of the corners of the pan, I've made 4 little indentations, and in those indentations is where I'm going to crack the eggs. There's 4 of us, so I'm cooking 4 eggs. And as always, eggshells go in compost and back to the earth. This is the compost bin. Over the top of everything, once the hash browns are cooked, we're going to put everything bagel seasoning all over the eggs to give it an extra delicious flavor. Put a lid on so the yolks will cook, but this is literally just sesame seeds, sea salt, garlic powder, or dehydrated garlic, dehydrated onion, black sesame seeds, and poppy seeds. We put these on bagels that we make ourselves. We put it on eggs. We put it on avocado. It is a delicious flavor additive, especially to breakfast foods. Last pancake. So from 2.5 3 cups of the pancake mix, we got all those pancakes. These will I'd say they're for breakfast, but if they don't all get eaten for breakfast, they will be eaten throughout the day. They just sit on the stove for whoever doesn't finish. And then honestly, because of the vanilla, you can just snack on them like a little tasty treat. Everything we eat in this household, we make ourselves. We are very conscious of the food that goes into our bodies. And so with that being said, when I make something like these pancakes with that organic buckwheat, organic wheat, I like to make extra. So they're there for a snack. So we'll move the angle a little bit, see if we can get you out of the sun. I'm going to put these eggs in the fridge. I normally keep eggs out on the counter, but once we get half a dozen, I'll stick them in the fridge because that's when these are the ones I want to get eaten first. All of these eggs are from the local Amish farm. They were $4 a dozen, and this tub of butter was $3 for the tub. So can't beat those prices, and the animals they come from have lived a very happy, healthy life. And that's what's important to me. The energy from those animals are our energy, and I want to make sure I nourish not only my body, but my heart. Does anybody come try this food back there? Yeah.
Are you filming?
Yeah.
I won't.
Come on, I eat solid critics.
All right.
Kids are being shy.
No. I
always do it.
So if you stand right here, you can't be seen.
Yes, I'm just saying, it would be funny for half my life to just never, people just think I'm dead for years. What's wrong?
Want to try a pancake? Let me know what you think.
Add vanilla in this?
Yeah.
I think we never had vanilla.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for
I
trying.
am fluffy.
13-year-old approves. Nice and fluffy.
13-year-old, wow.
That's what I'm looking for.
Mm.
Well,
It's just interesting thing about 13-year-old.
it is interesting that he's a 13-year-old now. We got like 1 more minute on these eggs, and then I will show you what they look like, and then we'll get to eating. Almost there. I like my eggs to be over easy. No, sunny side up, because I don't flip them. So they end up being cooked all the way through. The whites are already cooked, but the yolk ends up being a little runny. It makes it perfect to throw together with the pancakes, because then the egg yolk will act as like a sauce. And so it just like absorbs into the pancake, and it's absolutely delicious. So before I end the video, I will show you how I eat this. First things first. If you don't have a special plate, I suggest you get a special plate. This is a hand-carved wooden plate with black walnut, and then there's actually mother of pearl inlays within it. Part of the practice of intentional eating and intentional consumption of food is I like to have a specific plate that I eat my food off of. Specifically being wood, you have to take care of it. You can't let it sit in water. You have to wash it right after you eat it, but a lot of the times you're just wiping the food off, and then you give it a quick once over, and then you let it dry. And so by doing that, it adds to the intentional practice of eating because you are doing that. So what we call mom plate in this household, we're going to put pancake down as the base. What we got for hash browns. We got the crispy hash browns, the runny egg, and that's going to go on top of here. Which one do I want? I want the smaller one. Egg mixed with potato right on top of the pancake. Extra potato. Got to get the bottom of the pan. That's where all the crunchy bits are. Those potatoes. Delicious. Crispy onions. Then, let's see, take another pancake, put it on top, and last but certainly not least, take our organic, pure Canadian maple syrup, drizzle it over the top. Hot tip, if your maple syrup doesn't need to be stored in the fridge, it's not maple syrup and it's corn syrup. Throw it away. And now I will take a bite, just so you know that I eat the food that I make. Oh, the egg is still runny. So you're getting a little bit of the pancake, a little bit of the egg, crunchy hash brown. Salty, savory, sweet, rich. You can't go wrong. Let this inspire you to make breakfast for your family, to eat a little healthier. And thank you for watching with me, whether this is live or whether it's after the fact. I appreciate you. I love you. And I'll see you next time.